Hi there, welcome. My name is Dr. Julius Oluwasegun Aroba, the world's management, business, entrepreneurship surgeon. Today's episode, I want to talk about 15 reasons why the poor become poor and poorer. Number one of them is because they don't know how to be able to become tax efficient. They start business sometime, but they don't know how to be able to keep to the books and paying their taxes on time and all their expertise. They remain on that level without seeking the right mentorship, seeking the right professions that people can actually assist them in that area. And they use their business to become charity because they don't keep to books. They don't know when to pay tax. They don't know what dates and things like that. Number two reasons is that they don't know that making money is about problem solving and creating systems and adding values. It is not about working hard. You can work hard, but not work smart. You can work night and day. Look at the case of that guy who is in the market pushing the wheelbarrow or carrying those things on the head on a daily basis. At the end of the day, they work very hard, but they're not becoming rich and wealthy because there's no system. They're not putting in the right system in that business, in that thing that they're doing. You can use a machine to become efficient in doing that. And that's number two reasons why people become much more poor and poor. Number three is that they don't know how to make money passively. Money will be resting in their accounts, whereas instead of them to be able to put that money to give it a second and third leg. But because they haven't taken mentorship, they haven't taken the right, they don't belong to the right circle. And before you know it, there are those that actually keep money in their pillows, under the bed, in the wardrobe, in the cupboard, in the purse, in the suits, in different areas in the house, whereas the money is not adding value. And there are those that also put that money in a savings account without looking at investment accounts, where you can be gaining some certain percentages in that business. Number four of them is that the poor don't realize that it is the same effort you put to make $1 that you use in making $1,000 or $1 million. They don't realize that it's the same effort. Why chasing a small goal? Why not start looking at chasing a bigger goal by creating a system to make more money? Number five is that the poor don't realize that it is what you need to do as an ability. The poor has the ability that they can never execute most times. They always put those things down, but they don't know how to go about it. And before you know it, they miss the opportunity of creating value with that money. When you look at a case study of some that wanted to watch a video, for example, looking at that video of Janet Jackson, they created a platform. And anybody can actually watch that video. That is as a result of YouTube today. YouTube actually started from a place of inspiration to say, you know what, let's create a video that we can actually keep on the internet that other people can actually watch. And that was where that business started from. The very first video on the YouTube channel is that of the Janet Jackson. And the people start looking at that in different areas, start watching the videos, and they turn it to become a business. You can take a YouTube as the biggest platform of video today that is more than a total lifetime of a man, because you can see it's a school on its own. Number six is that the poor always focus on cutting down costs instead of increasing their income. They'll say, you know what, oh no, I want to do this, I want to do that. Why not start looking at how to increase the income that you have rather than cutting down the cost only? It's good to cut down costs, Well, you've got to look for how to be able to increase your income so that you can make more money. I would have cited my example. In the early days of life, in my college days, I sat down. I said, how can I be able to have a steady income? And most people that work within the varsity walls, all the women entrepreneurs selling airtime, selling foods, selling different things or the other on campus, most of them are they're venture capitalists, where we make more money we divide the profits as 50-50 at an early days in life, in my college days. Number 7 is that the poor don't know that they can make money passively more than the way they work excellently at work. Look at the only 8 hours you have. If you put that money into a system, giving it a second leg or third leg or fourth legs, it can be able to make money while you are sleeping. Number 9 is that the poor do not realize that 1 million people in a year is not a big deal. 1 million in a year is not a big deal. In that local currency that you are in dollars, in yen, in pounds, in rands, in naira, in sefer, I don't know where you're watching this from. It's 1 million of that equivalent of whatever in any country you're in. It's not a big deal. You can create by employing people to work for you. Imagine in a case whereby you used to earn maybe $10 an hour. When you employ others to be able to render the same service, you can be paying them about $5 an hour. If you have 20 people, you know how much you've made. $5 times 20 per hour. Times 6 times 8 hours a day. Times 6 times 40 hours in a week. You know the mathematics. You become wealthy. But the poor don't look at that medium. Number 10 is that the poor do not realize that wealth is built step by step. They're never patient. They're always in a hurry. Or most times, they want to be able to make money, but they keep the rich to become much more richer because of attitude of selfishness. Rich people do not gamble. 85% of people that win jackpots in this day and age, before you know it, after 6 months, 1 year, 2 years, the money is gone. Having $1 million of that local currency of yours does not mean that you're a millionaire. If you've never been able to build your wealth to that level, it means you only jump up to that. And when that money finishes, you might not be able to even manage it until your capacity is able to bring that money to the level where you know of. You are not able to become more wealthy. Number 11 is that the poor people borrow money that gets them, such as furniture, clothes. They live by it. They go around to take plenty credit cards, spending the future. Credit cards for not something that add value, something that they consume. They would rather use credit card to be able to spend for food, for things like that. Spending the future now. Before you know it, you'll make the rich to become much more richer and much more wealthier. Imagine you're taking clothes, shoes, hairs, your weave-ons. You're paying them with a credit card. You live by it. Who do you make rich? You're adding value to the wealthy ones. Number 12 is that the poor people do not know that earning is time. It is time to your tools. Minimize what you have. Poor people always like to wear labels. They wear labels every time, every day, wherever. Versace, Fendi, Casablanca, Gucci, and so on and so forth. Labels. I'm not saying you shouldn't buy it, but do calculation before you spend that money to wear labels. Number 13 is that the wealthy hire the best professional to make them rich. When you look at your workplace, your accountant, head of accountants, your CFO, your CTO, they are best of the best. They hire those that are of higher value compared to those that are not going to add more value. That's what the wealthy ones do. Number 14 is that the poor only think of one source of income. One flowing stream to their life, not in diversify or portfolios. Flowing streams like salary cannot make you become rich and wealthy. But rapid, different flowing streams of income, salary, getting profits, getting dividends from different sources and plumbing it into different businesses can make you become wealthy. Number 15 today, as I said when I was starting, is that the poor only think local, they don't think global. The wealthy ones always think multiple streams, think about more, knowing more about making and multiplying that money. Poor people only think of just local. They don't think of putting a business in a global space, using the different platforms to be able to increase their businesses. On these notes, I believe you've been able to learn 15 reasons of why the poor become poor and become poorer. I come your way again in our next episode. I remain the mind, wealth, business, entrepreneur, surgeon. My name is Dr. Julius Aroba. I'll see you again in our next episode.